Nearly 2 months after Russia's invasion of Ukraine, Binance, this is the world's largest crypto exchange, has announced it will cut Russian customers off from depositing or trading crypto. This comes as the EU and the U.S. have imposed crypto sanctions against Moscow for its war on Ukraine. And the world's youngest crypto billionaire, the FTX CEO Sam Bankman-Fried, who's been on this program, is apparently in talks with Goldman Sachs to make a possible alliance to take the crypto exchange public. Goldman CEO David Solomon and Bankman-Fried also have reportedly discussed collaborating to step up the bank's cryptocurrency presence. So with all of this news, Bitcoin has made a move back above 41,000, still down slightly today. Ethereum's back above 3,000. Litecoin moving lower by about 2.25%. XRP is now at 75 cents. Joining me now on a Fox Business exclusive, let's bring in the CEO of Fireblocks. This is a global digital asset infrastructure provider. They do have the largest valuation in the world in that realm at $8 billion. Michael Shaulov is the CEO. You guys are very much into security and all that, but let's just get right to this news about Binance pulling out of Russia. You know, to me, now you have EU and the United States sanctioning crypto coming out of Russia. I mean, it's almost an acknowledgement that crypto is very much a thing. You know, everybody tried to act like it was fringe, and this only shows that it on a global scale matters.
Yeah, I think so. I think at the beginning there was some remarks that crypto is meaningless to this conflict, but I think what we've seen throughout this conflict is that crypto can service as both a mean to fund really like donations to Ukraine, which was a very powerful tool. It was used also inside of Ukraine in areas where you don't have now access to internet or you don't have access to credit card processing. But clearly, there are concerns that it's being used by the Russians to a certain degree for avoiding the sanctions that are being imposed. And I think that while initially a lot of those exchanges took the stance that they're not going to basically cut off Russia from having access to them, we're starting to see that this is changing.
Well, yeah, and you had Jamie Dimon a while back saying it was worthless. If it were worthless, the European Union and the United States would not take the time to shut it down coming out of Russia. So I think that that's an important point to make. Let's talk about the security implications of everything that's been going on. Also, you've got Goldman Sachs obviously interested with Sam Bankman-Fried talking about launching a who knows, another part of a cryptocurrency arm. So talk to me about how you guys play into all of this by making it all secure, because that has been the biggest fear factor, that people suddenly would see hacked accounts. I mean, North Korea just hacked. Give us some insight into that.
Yeah, so I think that one of the most interesting things about cryptocurrency is that it's basically the internet of money, and you now are totally exposed to some of the threats that happens on the internet. And clearly, if your wallet is hacked, if someone is able to get inside of your wallet, then they can essentially withdraw those funds. And unfortunately, there is no recourse, right? Because those transactions settle instantaneously, and there's no one. You cannot call the bank and basically ask them to give the money back. So the security aspect of that is critical. The good thing is that what we've seen in the last 3-4 years, with the help of infrastructure providers like us, that a lot of the main issues that resides around the private key security, the transaction security, are being eliminated. And we are working with, I would say, the most, the biggest fintech providers, some of the biggest banks, to basically layer in the infrastructure for them to eventually provide those services.
Well, you guys just teamed up with Fidelity National Information Services last week. What are you doing for them?
Yeah, so Fidelity has basically been one of their venture arms where our investors from very early stages of the company, and we're basically working with them with FIS. We're basically working with FIS to lay out the infrastructure for a large section of the financial institutions. So they're servicing over 6,000 financial institutions that are using their core banking platform and their solutions. And through that integration, a lot of the banks, a lot of the asset managers, a lot of the CFOs that are using their software for treasury will be able to access crypto in a secure way and start using it, for not only for deploying value in cryptocurrencies, but also for transaction.
Michael, 8 billion valuation, is that a correct number there, give or take, for you guys?
That was our last number from back in January.
So I'm obvious question, when are you guys going to go public? I can ask.
I think, I think we have some time. We're currently growing. Last year we grew 500% per year. This year we'll probably grow 300% per year. So I think we still have some time to stay private. But definitely the public markets is something that we are looking into in the mid future.
Okay. Come back again, Michael. Thank you.
Thank you so much.